Are you ready to return to the digital world? TRON ARES is coming in 2025, and the official teaser is here to give us a glimpse of the next chapter. With Jeff Bridges back and the digital universe expanding, this thrilling ride promises to challenge everything we know about reality. But what exactly is TRON ARES, and why are fans so excited about it? To understand its significance, we need to take a step back and revisit what makes the TRON franchise so special. It all began in 1982 with the original TRON, a groundbreaking movie that introduced audiences to Kevin Flynn, a programmer who accidentally gets sucked into a computer system called the Grid. Inside, programs look and act like people, but they exist to serve the needs of their creators. The film was revolutionary for its time, not just because of its innovative use of CGI, but because it asked important questions about technology. What happens when the tools we create take on a life of their own? These themes were cutting edge back then, and they still feel relevant today. Fast forward to 2010, when Disney released TRON Legacy, a sequel that brought Kevin Flynn back into the story through his son Sam. This time, the Grid had evolved into a darker, more complex world. Programs were no longer just helpers, they had their own societies and conflicts. Kevin's attempt to create a perfect system had gone horribly wrong, resulting in CLU, a rogue program that sought total control. The film took TRON's philosophical questions to a new level, exploring what happens when creators lose control of their creations. It also wowed audiences with its sleek neon-lit visuals and a soundtrack by Daft Punk that still resonates with fans today. Now with TRON ARES, the franchise is moving into deeper territory. The story introduces us to ARES, a new kind of character unlike anything we've seen in the series. Played by Jared Leto, ARES is a digital being sent into the real world. That's right, he's crossing the boundary that's always separated humans from their computer creations. When a digital entity starts living in the physical world, humanity and AI must navigate the complexities of coexistence, and the potential for conflict looms if the digital world decides it's time to take over. The consequences for both realms could be profound and irreversible. From what we know so far, ARES is not just another program like CLU or a hero like Sam Flynn. He's something entirely new. In the trailer, he ominously says, "The time of your reality has come to an end." It sounds like he sees the human world as outdated, perhaps even unnecessary. That's a chilling thought, isn't it? Imagine a world where AI doesn't just assist us, but actively decides we're holding it back. ARES seems to represent that fear, an AI that's no longer content to follow orders and instead wants to reshape the world. Why was the name ARES chosen? In Greek mythology, ARES is the god of war, symbolizing conflict and destruction. That tells us a lot about his character. He's not just here to challenge humanity, he's ready to fight for a new order. This fits perfectly with the film's themes of revolution and transformation. ARES isn't just a villain, he's a force of change, and his story is bound to shake up everything we know about the TRON universe. But TRON isn't just about its characters, it's about its visuals and the incredible world building that makes the Grid feel so alive. If you've seen any of the earlier films, you'll remember the glowing neon-lit landscapes, the sleek light cycles, and the mesmerizing disc battles. With today's advances in CGI and virtual production, TRON ARES is set to take these visuals to the next level. The Grid might look bigger, more intricate, and even more surreal than ever before. And it seems we'll also be able to explore parts of the Grid we've never seen before, along with entirely new environments. Can you imagine how breathtaking that will look on a big screen? One of the most intriguing aspects of this new film is how it ties into the previous TRON stories. While TRON ARES introduces new characters and ideas, it doesn't abandon the legacy of Kevin Flynn and the original Grid. Jeff Bridges, who played Flynn in the first two films, is expected to return, even though his characters seem to die at the end of Legacy. Whether it's through flashbacks or digital echoes or some other creative twist, Flynn's presence will likely play a critical role in understanding ARES and his connection to the Grid. Another key factor from Legacy is Cora, played by Olivia Wilde. At the end of the last film, she crossed over from the Grid into the real world, becoming the first ever isomorphic algorithm, a program with a unique organic identity to live as a human. Her story was groundbreaking, and it raises the question, how will ARES' arrival in the real world affect her? Cora represents the possibility of harmony between humans and digital beings. ARES, on the other hand, seems to represent chaos. They could clash, or she might help him see another path. A big reason fans are excited about Tron ARES is the casting of Jared Leto as ARES. Leto is known for his intense, methodical approach to acting, and he seems like the perfect fit for a complex, morally ambiguous character like ARES. If he can bring the same depth and emotional intensity that he's shown in other roles, ARES could become one of the most memorable figures in sci-fi cinema. The film is also shaking things up behind the camera. Unlike the previous Tron films, which were directed by Steven Lisberger and Joseph Kosinski, Tron ARES is being helmed by Gareth Davis, best known for his critically acclaimed drama Line. At first glance, this might seem like an odd choice for a sci-fi blockbuster, but it's actually quite exciting. Davis is a master of storytelling and character development, which suggests that Tron ARES will have a strong emotional core to balance its visual spectacle. Instead of just being a feast for the eyes, this film could be a deeply moving exploration of identity, power, and the blurred lines between humanity and technology. Of course, no Tron film would be complete without a killer soundtrack, and Tron ARES is delivering on that too. This time, the music is being composed by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross of Nine Inch Nails. If you've heard their work on films like The Social Network or Gone Girl, you know they're masters of creating haunting, atmospheric soundscapes. Their involvement promises to give the film a unique auditory experience that matches its bold visuals and themes. In 1982, the original Tron reflected the early days of computing and the digital revolution. In 2010, Legacy explored our increasingly connected internet-driven world. Now in 2025, as AI and digital consciousness dominate headlines, Tron ARES is poised to explore the next big question: what happens when the digital world starts to push back? These themes are more relevant than ever, and Tron has always been at its best when it reflects the anxieties and hopes of its time. So what makes Tron ARES different from other sci-fi movies about AI? The answer lies in the world of the grid itself. Unlike many other films which treat AI as cold and distant, Tron gives its digital characters personalities, emotions, and flaws. The grid isn't just a machine, it's a living, breathing society. ARES' story takes this idea to its logical conclusion, asking what happens when the society decides it's time for a change. If you're wondering why Tron continues to captivate audiences after more than 4 decades, it's because the franchise doesn't just entertain, it makes us think. The original Tron in 1982 was a visionary step into the world of computers at a time when most people had never even touched one. It asked, what if our digital tools had a world of their own? Then Tron Legacy came along in 2010 and showed us how these digital worlds could evolve, becoming more complex and even more dangerous. Now in 2025, Tron ARES is taking that evolution to the next level by exploring the consequences of digital life crossing into the real world. ARES isn't just a character, he's a reflection of our current fears and hopes about AI. With AI now creating art, writing essays, and even driving cars, the idea of it gaining true autonomy feels closer than ever. That's what makes ARES so intriguing. He's not just rebelling against the rules of the grid, he's questioning the entire human-digital relationship. Is he a villain, or could he be the next step in evolution? These are questions that Tron ARES seems ready to tackle. In the end, Tron ARES isn't just a sequel, it's a bold leap forward for the franchise, and the stakes have never been higher. Are you ready to dive back in? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our latest updates. Do let us know your thoughts in the comment section. We will see you guys next time.